Isaac, are you there?
Hi, this is our first Darkstation Spotlight.
Oh God.
This is Dead Space 2.
Sorry, Isaac, look at
Darkstation Spotlight is going to be our new feature where we, spotlight the games that we want to play or the games that, relate to something coming out or the new games that are out. And since Dead Space 3 came out, I thought I would look at Dead Space 2.
Thank you.
This is the PC version. I am playing with a 360 gamepad. This is literally starting a brand new game and getting a little bit of story set up from the first game. Can't really skip this. Hopefully my audio should be low enough. I got headphones on, playing in the dark the way Dead Space is meant to be played, and gonna play a little bit of this just until we get up to the point where you get your costume, so you'll get to see quite a bit of the early game here and really get to feel what Dead Space is like. Mostly, I just wanted to show you the opening of this game, which is amazing, and if you haven't played Dead Space 2, this should all be enough to convince you.
I always loved you.
Yes.
Yeah, the story of this game is kind of crazy with, crazy monsters and, and this one, big difference in this one right there, you can see your main character Isaac's face on the left there. In the first game, he wore the costume the whole time, you never saw his face until the very end, and he never spoke, you only heard his grunts and everything. In this game, he speaks and is a fully fledged character. Something that was a little, nervous for fans at first, but actually turned out to work really well. This game, you can kind of compare it. A lot of people like to make the comparison that Dead Space 1 is comparable to Alien, and then this one is comparable to Aliens, which is just more monsters, more action, and it's just awesome. I really love all this stuff right here. I did turn the subtitles on so everyone can hear. So yeah, this is the scene right here that I kind of wanted to show you.
Isaac.
I'm just gonna kind of
Isaac, can you hear me?
let this play out. When it starts to go down, you'll know what I'm talking about. But
Dana, I found
just right
Isaac.
away, jumping into this game from the first one, you can see it looks a lot better.
He's been out a long time.
But if you haven't played the first one, you wouldn't know that. So
Good. Steady. We gotta get you out of this straitjacket. Where am I? Alright, I know you're confused right now.
yeah, so this is gonna be pretty fucking awesome. So just enjoy this a little bit. Yeah. I probably should have said this isn't for the faint of heart. Yeah. That is fucking awesome. Every time. Still just awesome.
Franco, what happened? Oh God. Isaac, Cloud, if you can hear me, run.
Yeah, so as you can see, shit's bad. Yeah, so I'm just kind of running. I'm getting chased a little bit here. Yeah, so these are the Necromorphs. These are the enemies of Dead Space 1 and 2. And you can see that little red on my back there. That's my health. This game really pushed forward the HUD-less health meter. So that little chapter 1 at the bottom there, just kind of how you're getting into it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I love the lighting effect of that scene right there. Yeah, that guy wasn't very smart, so. Yeah, so, survival horror games, but this one's definitely more action. I never really felt, scared in either one of these games. I just thought they were awesome. And, to me, they're good action games, because they're both pretty action-heavy. There's obviously a lot of jump scares, but I always felt like they're pretty predictable, but the horror isn't why I come to this game. Just, the story's really good, the environments are amazing, the atmosphere is perfect. And just the second one especially has some really awesome action set pieces and crazy people just like this.
Come on, man. Station 4. I remember you.
Yeah, so there's a lot of weird stuff going on at the beginning of this game. If you didn't know what's going on, there's a really good, like, previously on Dead Space at the main menu, which really covers a lot that even the first game didn't tell you right out. So, I mean, one problem I had with these games is that it's one of those situations where you pick up a lot of text logs and audio logs, and you get a lot of the backstory of the world and, you know, the universe of Dead Space through all of that, and I just feel like they really should have put it more out there, put it in your face a little bit, you know.
Take it easy, buddy.
Talk to more people like this who are just covered in blood.
The rig is red. It's red.
Yeah, so the red is, or the rig, I mean, is the thing on my back that he's talking about.
You should grab them.
But yeah, I mean, you know, the Dead Space games were really good at just, you know, not throwing all this stuff on your screen. Yeah, so
Isaac,
you use instant health for B with B. Oh man, yeah, that's fucking awesome. This game is really twisted. Dead Space 2 even more so than Dead Space 1. So now I got a flashlight. That guy's dying. So, and my health went up a little bit.
Clark. Isaac Clark.
Okay,
is
so
that you?
this actually doesn't really make sense right now.
I'm the one
So,
trying to rescue you.
Why? What's going on?
you can see at the top there it says rig link,
Something you
and
can trust on Aegis 7.
so when I get my costume,
do you know
you'll be
all
able
this
to
about me?
see it. I guess you can kind of see it, but it doesn't really make sense. So when you get your costume, he has this little panel in front of his face that actually shows these videos that he's seeing. But right now, since he's not in this costume, it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, so this is kind of my tutorial stuff. So I hold my right stick, it'll give me a little marker to show me where to go. Left trigger aims, right trigger shoots. Right trigger when you're not aiming is melee, which I can't really show you right now because it's all dark in here. But yeah, you know, you're gonna get your jump scares. They're definitely gonna get in there. So if you're a big baby to horror games, you know, be careful. I'm just trying to run through this real quick. Yeah, so Isaac in this game is definitely going through some shit. So you get a lot of little psychological quirks like that throughout the game, and it's all explained in the story, and it's all really good. If you had to only play one Dead Space game, I would say play Dead Space 2. It is less horror than the first game, but I didn't really think the first game was that much of a horror game, so Dead Space 2 is just a much better game. Like, you realize how much quicker it is when you actually play it after playing the first one. The story's better, well, I guess that's debatable, but the story in the first one's really good, but I really like the story in this one. Just him being an audible character is handled a lot better.
If Tideman finds you, more people will die.
You should absolutely play both games, but if you can only pick one, just play the second
You don't
game.
have to like it. Just hurry before you get locked in.
Okay, so now I got my gravity grab, so I can aim and press B to grab things with my telekinesis, and press the right trigger to shoot them. So now I got some enemies actually coming in here. Since I don't have a weapon, I can just do this. So right there, I actually took off one of his limbs, because you see they have these sharp limbs. And you can just use that. Yeah, so right there, my stomp, sorry it's a little dark so you can't see it very well, but I'll go over here where there's light. So if you hit the right bumper, just bam, just curb stomp. And that is just, the sound on that is just so hard. Like, listening to this game in headphones, which is what I'm doing now, sound blockers even, it sounds incredible. And I mean, just The game's always been really good with sound, so I got another health pack I can restore there. So, yeah, these games have always been really good with sound, and yeah, kind of throw somebody. I know there's going to be some enemies here. I gotta find. That's not what I want. Shit, there's supposed to be some holes around here. There we go. Yep, so you just gotta, you know, stay calm. There's always options. I wouldn't say you could theoretically go through this game without ever, you know, using guns. Obviously you could, but there's always stuff around to grab, so, you know, if you're low on ammo, just keep your eyes open. So here's an item box I can open. Grab some money. There's a shop that we're gonna encounter later on. Can't remember. There's another guy, so I'll just be ready. I don't think there is. Screw that one over there. I don't feel like running back. I don't want this to be a super long video, so I just want to get to the part I need to. Alright, they're gonna teach me how to melee right there, but I totally just wasted a health item. Alright, so now I'm going to get my gun, which is not actually a gun. It's called a plasma cutter. These are ammo for that. So, yeah, so obviously that guy's not going to come after me. But, yeah, so Isaac in the game, in story-wise, he's actually an engineer. So he's really fluent with, like, plasma cutters and, you know, there's actually engineering equipment that he's turning into weapons. So all the enemies in Dead Space, if you just keep shooting them in the body and stuff like that, they're just going to keep coming at you. You got to take off their limbs to actually kill them. It's pretty unique. So yeah, you just got to cut off their limbs. And see, so I took off his leg. He's going to keep coming. So I got to, you know, keep taking off limbs. I hear another enemy. Oh, I missed. So you notice I was killing all the other ones with one hit earlier, and now I'm not, so they must have been going easy on me. Yep. So always make sure to stomp your enemies or melee them or whatever you got to do to get items from them, because most enemies will drop items.
Isaac, it's Dana. You have to dismember the creatures to stop them.
Yeah, so now they're going to tell me to dismember them.
Just try to stay in one piece.
Thanks.
Yeah, so the dismembering mechanic is awesome. Something a lot of games don't do and probably could get away with more often. But, you know, this game, it's like the focus. You can only kill your enemies by dismembering them, and it's pretty cool. And add something unique for a horror game. I mean, you can sit there and keep attacking guys, shooting them in the chest, and nothing's gonna happen. Oh. Yep, there's always more than one. Just always be on a swivel. There's always going to be more. If I can give you any kind of advice. Well, let's say Dead Space 2 is a little more unpredictable than Dead Space 1. Like, you're always going to have your enemies coming out of vents and stuff like that, but, I mean, in the first game you can usually predict it. I mean, you're going to get those occasions where you're opening a door and all of a sudden something's coming at you. Just always be prepared. So that's cool. You can kind of see that guy's rig going. Another guy telling you to take off limbs. They're just going to keep hammering that into you. Which is good, because if you don't get that right away, you're fucked. Like, you're never gonna get anywhere in this game because it's the only way to kill your enemies.
Isaac, come on! Come on, they're after us!
Wait! Who is? Who's after us?
So there's this guy. You're gonna run into him throughout the story.
Isaac, through here! Come on, Isaac! Oh, no.
Alright, so there's gonna be a bunch of dudes. But I got health, so I'm okay.
Fucking route didn't work. There's a security lockdown.
I told you to hurry. How'd you miss it?
Look, I don't need your help.
Fine. Let's see how long you last without.
I know there's gonna be a guy coming down that pathway. I'm just gonna create a pile over here. Oh, that's a head. Alright. Just stomp my way through the pile.
Dana!
Definitely want to pick up all the items.
I do need your help. Talk to me.
Look, Isaac, we don't have to be friends. But like it or not, we're stuck together.
So that's a
Time is
power
your
node.
enemy, not
You
me.
can use those to upgrade your equipment and your guns.
Fine.
So there's a.
So where
So I
the hell
see
am
it.
I?
You got a text log.
How did another
I can
network
open my
operate
rig
this
and
time?
watch it
You're on
or
Titan
read
Station
it,
orbiting
obviously.
Saturn.
And
As for the outbreak,
that'll kind of give you a little bit of backstory on the people in the station and stuff like that. Alright. So hopefully we should be nearing where I'm trying to reach. Alright, so this is the kind of hacking minigame where you gotta rotate the left stick around until you find the right spot and then press the A button. And then they're gonna introduce me to a new item, which is stasis, which you aim and hit people with to slow them down. You can see that guy got slowed right there. Oh! That guy is pretty much a one-hit kill. You can see he was a lot bigger than most of the enemies I've been fighting, and if you don't hit him that first time, yeah, so right here I can refill my stasis. You can see it on my back. So yeah, now I can slow down. So to do that, so right here, so like I open this door, stasis hit, so it moves slow, because that thing would have scanned me and determined that I'm not allowed to enter and lock on me. So there's an example of how to use stasis in your environment. Looks like that guy's getting a little melted, so some acid-based enemies. Okay, yeah, so one thing I forgot to show. So you can see my reticle. It's the, laser sight of the weapon, and it's aiming up and down. So if you hit the right bumper, you can turn it sideways, and so you can use it to strategically slice limbs. I usually just keep it like this because I always go for the legs first. That would be my advice to you. Always go for the legs first, because if there's always going to be a bunch of enemies, so just take off the legs of any ones you can get, and it'll slow them down at least, so they won't be swarming up on you, so you can take care of all the enemies you need to take care of. So you can see that red light that's popping up on my back. That's me pressing Y to auto refill stasis, but I don't have any stasis recharger things, so can't do it.
What the fuck?
Hey, guess what? The power went out, so something's probably gonna happen, right? I love the static effect coming from her eyes and mouth. That's pretty awesome. Something I really liked from the first game. All the Dead Space games are twisted as fuck. So, if you're real weak with that kind of stuff, can't handle it. I mean, you can see how gory this game has been, and it only gets worse, honestly. The end literally made me cringe. I can't go into it, but I mean, these games are rough, and they're better for it. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So we're on this space station, and you can shoot windows, and airlocks will start going crazy. So what you gotta do is just shoot the lock to close it, save yourself. And I was hoping I could use the fire extinguisher to put out the fires. Obviously, you've seen me use stasis to grab my items. So here's a save point. I'm gonna go ahead and save because my end of my video is gonna be right here. But so here's the shop in the store, and pick up some money. Oh, jeez! Didn't realize that guy actually came alive. And so always check bodies. Their chances are you can usually tell because if you aim, you know, you'll just learn which ones are alive, but just always check bodies. So this is the store. You have a safe where you can store stuff. So here's my inventory, and I can be like, I want to save some ammo for later, so I'm going to move it into my safes. So now I go in my safe, and there's ammo. So here's the shop, and the only thing I can buy right now is my suit. So we're going to suit up, which is awesome. Because the engineering suit is, you know, that's Isaac's thing. That's what he does. He's an engineer. So every time you get a new suit, and there are more suits upgrade, you get this little cutscene where he goes in this chair and comes out. It's a little unique this time because it's your first time wearing your suit. So, you know, you get this awesome little check out my gear shit, and then the helmet that automatically gets put on his face, which is fucking baller. Yeah. More games need automatic helmets. But yeah, so this is the beginning of Dead Space 2. And I hope you enjoyed it. This has been our first spotlight video. There'll be more to come. I'm actually going to do one on Dead Space 3. First, I want to point out, you can see that thing in front of his costume there, in front of his face. That's where the screens are. You can see a little bit of text scrolling if you look real close there. But that's where his screen is. So like when that video came up earlier, that's where he'd be watching it from. So you can see how it didn't make sense earlier. But this is where I'm going to call it for Dead Space 2. I'm going to go into some 0G and listen to that dampened sound. And this has been Dead Space 2. So I hope you enjoy it. You should really play it. You should really play Dead Space 1. But thanks for watching.